Greetings and salutations everyone. Today's video is a bit of a different one. I was requested by Keon Lad in the comments to create a tutorial on how to draw the Inkling from Splatoon. So you see, since this channel is not a big one, chances are likely if you do leave a comment on what I should draw next, your request will be heard. Alright, so drawing is all about putting shapes and simple forms to paper, so think of things in that way. If something seems too complex, simplify the forms and then add details later on top of it. Alright, understood? So let's begin. I start off with an elongated oval-like shape. This will act as the head. I add two small lines on the neck and connect it to the shoulders, and the shoulders are signified by a straight line. And then I add a W-like line to form the rib cage all around. It's a bit of a weird looking shape, I know, but the rib cage is important. Remember, this is the basic sketching phase, so details are not important now. I add lines here in order to finish off the torso and then draw a bit of the Inkling's hips and move on to the arms. When drawing joints, I prefer to use lines connected by small circles where the joints are located. And then I do the same thing for the legs as well. And then that completes the initial sketch. And now I move on to adding details. So, in the detail portion, I jump from one feature to the next, so it's gonna seem really disorganized. But that's just the way it turned out when I was drawing, so sorry. Anyway, so when adding details, I usually start off with the facial features, hair included. And so I begin from the top of the dome and slope down and make a straight line to signify where the bangs are. The tentacles on the side of the hair resemble elongated raindrops, so if you're having trouble drawing it, think of it that way. And then I draw only one ear, elongated and pointy at the end. Basically the ears look the same on both sides, so keep that in mind. And then here when I start drawing hands, I'm going to ask that you try and keep up the best you can, or use references online. I ask you this, and I'm not going to talk about actually drawing hands, because talking about drawing hands can literally take hours upon hours, and so for now I'm going to ask that you use references online. And furthermore, try to use references all the time when you're drawing. I suggest looking up references on the internet. It's one thing to use references, and then that will help your drawing, but then it's a completely different thing when you try to copy another artist's work. Don't ever copy another artist's work. Anyway, I draw the last side tentacle, and then I move on to the little four ones on the back. They're basically like upside down triangles. And then I erase it just enough so I can barely see the sketch lines. This way I can go in and mark everything up more precisely with a lead pencil. If you're going for a manga style, precise clean strokes are what you're going to want to go for. Now, when drawing the face, I make the eyes like slightly pressed lemons and add a border like a mask Robin would wear. The eyebrows are like brush strokes, going inward to outward, from thick to thin. And the nose and mouth look like they would from the references. Now the irises in the middle, I basically made them large, and I added circular highlights, and I didn't fill in the pupil completely black. Instead I used cross-hatching. And that's pretty much it. And so I'm going to skip ahead in time now, since pretty much that's everything you're going to need to know in order to draw the Inkling. I basically just trace over my pencil lines here with a fine tip pen for the inking phase, and that's that. Remember, style can be anything you want it to be. You yourself can have your own personal style. I can draw the Inkling in any form or way I want it to. It's all a matter of knowing what I need to do to achieve that, and of course, how to draw the Inkling in general. And so, that's it. If you want to see the full process, you can click the screen right now and I'll link it to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you again, Keon Lad. I hope this was informative to you all. Please leave a like and share this around with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe, especially if you liked what you saw here. Have a good week, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. And as always, stay original.